Now this right here is pretty nice. As you were driving through Hermit Park, you will notice a large 14er next to a large 13er. You have Mount Meeker there on the left, pardon the finger, Mount Meeker, and a 13,000, almost 14,000. And then right there, Longs Peak. I believe Longs Peak is 111. I don't remember. I used to have these things memorized. But at any rate, as you were driving in to Hermit Park, on Hermit Park Road, you will see Longs Peak, and quite a fantastic view it is. Howdy, hi, and hello friends. I am back on another adventure, this time on a hike. I'm gonna go hike the Kruger Rock Trail to the summit of Kruger Rock. And Kruger Rock is not named after Freddy Krueger, although actually it may be. I'm just going to assume that it's not named after a fictional character from a popular 1980s horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going to assume that, you know, whoever runs Larimer County Parks, which this trail is in Hermit Park, which is in Larimer County Park System, which is in the southwest corner of Larimer County. Usually people think of Larimer County, you're thinking of Fort Collins and that area, but this is actually closer to another park, Estes Park, which is a stone's throw, or in this case a boulder's throw away from Rocky Mountain National Park. So Hermit Park near Estes Park in the Larimer County Parks System, close to Rocky Mountain National. It's a lot of park. I'm saying park a lot. Anyway, I'm going to assume that this hiking trail is not named after a fictional character, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, 1980s slasher horror film. It's probably named after another Krueger, although I will have to Google Webs that to confirm. But today's adventure, it's going to be an awesome hike. So if you want to know where you want to go, Hermit Park, right here, located off of Highway 36, is in the Larimer County Park System. Now keep in mind that in order to visit this park, you will have to either pay the $10 daily fee, or you can purchase a $100 annual permit, which is what I have. Hermit Park is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Estes Park in Lake Estes, which is extremely close to Rocky Mountain National Park. So if you're looking to go, fantastic place, highly recommend it. Just keep in mind, $10 will get you in for the day. When you visit Hermit Park, you do get this handy dandy brochure, and on it, of course, fantastic little map. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Larimer County Parks. And today I am parked right here and looking to take the Kruger Rock Trail all the way to the summit of Kruger Rock. As I've showed in other videos before, other adventure videos, especially hiking, wear this patellar tendon strap. Goes right below your kneecap on the patellar tendon, and in between this little knob that I have on my knee, I have I guess what's called severe tendonitis. So it acts up quite often and has not gone away for over a year, but I find when I'm hiking that this patellar tendon strap does offer a little relief from pain. Off to a good start this morning. Beautiful day. It is it's about 38 degrees out right now, so a little chilly. My ears are cold, fingers a little bit cold. Probably put the gloves on. And right now, just have a t-shirt or an undershirt, and then my mock turtleneck that I wear usually in the winter months as insulation layer. But right now, as I'm hiking, keep me pretty warm. Gorgeous day though. A little breezy, but not windy, so that's a good thing. Something that is super nice about hiking local county parks, especially Larimer County Parks, is that the trails are extremely well marked. There is no second guessing, and if you do feel lost as to which trail to go on, at least here at Hermit Park, you can provide this handy dandy map. Take a picture of that, take it with you. When I hike, I usually like to go to places that well, I go on a lot of trails. I don't bushwhack necessarily, but you know, bushwhacking where you create your own trails. But most of the trails I go on are in a higher alpine area, bigger peaks. And a lot of times those trails aren't marked real well. You have to look for what are called cairns, rocks that are stacked on top of one another. But what's nice about a Larimer County Park, or any county park like this here in Colorado, is that the signage is there. The trails are very well marked, but usually that leads to more people, right? More people come in and a lot more civilized, a lot more traffic. So, and usually when I go hiking, it's to get away. But today is the day before Thanksgiving, and I always try to get out on a hike either before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. And this year, after Thanksgiving, it's going to be a low of 5 and a high of 21 in snow. I was like, it's not feeling it, not feeling the winter. So I figured I'd get out today, where right now it's probably in the low 40s, sunny, just unbelievably beautiful. I do love rock formations when you're just hiking along and you look up, you see these small peaks with bundles of rocks. Beautiful. And if for some reason, in case I forgot that I was near Rocky Mountain National Park, here at Hermit Park, there were lots of reminders. Through the trees, you can see those big peaks, those big snow-covered peaks. And like I said before about the reminders, as you're hiking along, there it is. Great town of Estes Park, along with Rocky Mountain National Park. This trail right now, slickery dickory dock. It is pretty much just ice. So snow that's packed down, melted, packed down, freezes overnight. And here in the morning, it's pretty icy, pretty treacherous. A lot of times I'll bring yak tracks or micro spikes, something to put in the bottom of my shoe. I did not do that today. I read the reviews about this hike. Somebody was up here, well, just yesterday, and they mentioned you don't really need it. But I was like, I'll just leave it at home. Why not? But I have the next best thing. Some hiking poles. Helps with your traction. It is always hard to tell on camera how steep something is. It's called the GoPro effect. It doesn't look like it's that hardcore, that badass. But yeah, this trail, you're doing some climbing. It does get pretty steep. And I do believe that's the summit. If that's not the summit, it's the false summit, and I'm getting close. But you kind of realize, you know, hiking a mountain, yeah, you're going to do some climbing. That's what I'm here for. And then you look around and you see why you're climbing. There are some serious mountains out there. 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000 foot peaks. In fact, there is a 14er right between these trees here. Kind of hard to see it. That's Long's Peak. "14,000 feet of glory." Dum-da-dum-da-dum, just hiking along, hiking along, hiking along. Oh, hiking to Long's Peak. Look at that. That is something else. Something that is really cool to think about is that on top of Long's Peak right now, there is somebody that's much more hardy than I am, and somebody that probably doesn't mind snow in winter, and they are hiking to the summit of Long's, the day before Thanksgiving hike. My hat's off to them. It's quite a feat. All right, almost to the summit. Very close. There it is, just had to go up to the top between that notch. And to think, I started the day down there. Man, I love hiking mountains. It's really amazing to think about Mother Nature. If you look at this tree, it's growing sideways. And the reason why is back there is east. Coming over this way. Oh, hello again, Long's Peak. This way is west. And when the wind blows, it comes from the west. And it blows the weather to the east. And this tree has had to learn how to adapt and survive. Like any tree, it started growing, straight up. Whoop. Pardon the hand. But over time, the wind kept blowing it and blowing it. This tree had to fight, struggle to survive. And if you look at it, it is definitely thriving. Found its niche in the world, sideways. In terms of summiting mountains, this is a relatively easy hike, unlike Long's, which is behind me. Although everything is, using that word relatively, it's all kind of based on opinion, right? It's all subjective. Long's Peak to one person might be a very easy hike. It is considered an easier 14er, something that you can just hike up to. You don't have to have any mountaineering equipment. You don't have to do any rock climbing. It is a rock scramble, but yeah. But Kruger Rock is pretty simple, pretty easy. It's rated moderate to intermediate to moderately difficult. All depends on what site you go to, and again, subjective. Depends on somebody's opinion. And today's summit food brought to you by Jif. Jif. trying to cheat the product here. Jif. And an apple. Yeah, to the mighty fine folks at Jif, thank you for your peanut butter. It's my favorite. I love it. It is a very good way to refuel while hiking, mountain biking, cycling, whatever your thing is. It's a good refuel, good way to do it. And of course, a natural apple. Good stuff. And, as usual, these Jif plugs are, I'm not sponsored by Jif, but if Jif would like to sponsor my hikes, please, I welcome it. I suppose I've eaten my lunch in worse places. What a view. Just absolutely magnificent. This is a good way to spend a lunch hour, that's for sure. I hate to do it, but it has come time to bid adieu to the summit of Kruger Rock. Thank you, Kruger. You were not nearly as frightening as Freddy Krueger, and much more beautiful. Thank you, Kruger Rock. Well, I got up the summit of Kruger Rock and decided to keep going, making it a more challenging hike. From the parking lot to Kruger Rock and back, 4-ish miles. So I kept going on the Limber Pine Trail, and I'm going to follow that down into this, I forgot the name of the trail, meadow something, into a meadow, and then probably hike back on the road. So maybe in total about 10 miles today. So a little bit of a challenge, but great way to enjoy an absolutely beautiful day. The nice thing about this Limber Pine Trail is that you're in the forest, and it's relatively smooth, not a lot of climbing, not a lot of elevation gain, so pretty, I wouldn't say easy, but it's a moderate hike. The downside is mountain bike tires. Now, everybody knows I love bikes. I love mountain biking. But when you're on a hike and you're sharing it with mountain bikes, just make sure to keep your head on the swivel and pay attention. If they come by, get out of the way. To follow up on that, the general rule of mountain bikes is that hikers have the right of way. A lot of times mountain bikers would be going around a curve or around a rock bend, something like this, and they might not see you. They might not hear you, and they might be flying by. Now, it is on them, it's their responsibility to make sure that they're safe and that they don't run into pedestrians. But, again, keep your head on the swivel, right? And there's our buddy Kruger Rock from a different vantage point. And I have arrived at the Moose Meadow Trailhead. All right. What does that mean? Well, let's take a look at our fancy map right here. Let's see. We are right here. We've already done all of this good hiking through and through. Kruger Rock. There we go. We came down here, Granite Gulch, the Limber Pine Trail, and now we're going to connect to Moose Meadows. Go up here, and I think at that point, it's time for some more peanut butter. And there is Kruger Rock, once again, along with Rocky Mountain National Park in the background. Sorry for all the wind noise, it's a little breezy out here. It is fascinating to me that I was up there just an hour or so ago, and now I'm down here. It's kind of like when traveling, like you get to, you know, you're in Denver one day and even Denver 1 minute, and then a few hours later you're in Miami. It's crazy. It's awesome, truly awesome. Just like these mountains and this forest. So Moose Meadows offers a different view than would have been seen today. Of course, at the end of the trail here is our friend Kruger Rock. Found a really nice spot to have lunch number 2. It is a little picnic table area, and it's in the equestrian campground. This is actually closed, but I figured nobody's gonna mind if one solo guy sits down and eats for lunch number 2. Well, you guessed it, Jif. All right, no more Jif advertisements, but yeah, I do like my peanut butter in the little cups. And again, an apple seems to be the best energy, just for me. It's worked out really well. Going back to my trail running days, I would carry these little cups of peanut butter, but I would just dive into them like a dog, face first, either that or scoop it out with my finger. Nowadays, a little more civilized. Carry a plastic spoon, this nice yellow baggie. Yeah, apple and peanut butter. Good stuff. I almost fell asleep. Here I am laid out on a picnic table. And I kind of started to fall asleep. And then, you know, you do that like jerk, that shake. And I was like, oh, man, I think I almost fell asleep. Reminds me, I was traveling across the country when I was like, I don't know, 19 or 20. I was in the middle of Missouri, and I was exhausted, smoked, just tired. I think I've been driving for like, I don't know, 17 or 18 straight hours. And I didn't want to stop, I just wanted to keep going. But I had to. I pulled off on this rest stop, and it was hotter than the blazes of hell. So I wanted to get out of my car. The car didn't have air conditioning. I just want to sit in the car anymore. I want to get out of it. There was a picnic table in the shade, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to sit there. Passed out. Yeah, I've learned since that hanging out at rest stops is a bad idea, especially falling asleep on a picnic table. It's probably not the safest, smartest thing to do. But out here, there's nobody around. There's no one around. I had the place to myself. I spoke earlier about loving rock formations, and this is just super cool. Well, just finished up the hike, finished up the day, back at the vehicle, and there's really no succinct way to say how great this day was, other than awesome, fantastic, beautiful, incredible. It's a lot of descriptors there, but what a day. Just an awesome park, an awesome place, some incredible scenery. I did just a little under 9 miles. I don't have the exact stats. I forgot to start Strava, which a lot of people be like, yeah, sure you did. But Strava usually keeps track of the elevation gain, the mileage, how long you're hiking. I forgot to start my Strava. What are you gonna do? Anyway, incredible day. Look forward to hearing more about this on my blog, on the blog site, as well as check Instagram. And thank you for watching. Appreciate it.